Here you can see the National Weather Service winter weather advisories, and they really range in scope from winter storm warnings to lake effect snow warnings to even blizzard warnings in some areas. And this stretches from the upper Midwest all the way to parts of the East Coast. There's a Clipper system, a pretty potent one at that, expected to move into these areas and not only bring cold, frigid air for this time of year to a lot of these locations, but also bring some snowfall as well. So I have the radar switched on here. You can see the current conditions, some light snowfall in a lot of areas, and I have our grip feature turned on. So I want you to pay close attention. The yellows, the oranges, and especially the reds show the friction on the surface of the road really dropping off as some of these heavier snow bands move through the area. So starting off in Wisconsin and Illinois, moving down to Indiana, Michigan, Ohio, and eventually off into Pennsylvania and the Northeast. So what this is showing that there are likely going to be slick spots or icy spots on the roadways with some heavier bands of snow potentially moving through these areas until the lake effect then kicks in behind it off of the lakes here in the Midwest and Northeast. So I want to show you one region as an example of what can be expected. So this is an area where we have our XCast sensors just north of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And right now you can see that there are 6 weather events projected. Most of them have to do with ice and snow. But the one thing I really want to point out here is the minimum grip. So the minimum grip here is expected to drop to 0.12, which is very, very low, meaning there are likely going to be some slick spots on the roadways. If I go into their map and check out one of their locations, we can see how this storm is going to evolve over the next 24 hours. So looking at the precipitation, right now there's not much in the area. There's some snow starting to push out of Ohio. That will be expected to pick up in intensity, and you'll notice these little peaks. There's going to be snow squalls within this too, so it might slow down for a time period, then it might pick back up in intensity, and this will continue through the overnight hours and allow for some of that snow accumulation on the roadway. There won't be a ton of snow in these areas, generally probably 1 to 3, 2 to 4 on the grass in this particular region just north of Pittsburgh, with less on the roadways due to some slightly elevated road temperatures right now. But with that system moving through and with that frigid air filtering in behind it, you can see conditions really worsen. Now the precip really stops at 2, 3 a.m., maybe a little bit later, but road conditions dramatically get worse after that as surface temperatures fall from near freezing to all the way down into the teens by the time we get into the morning hours tomorrow.